Hi, welcome to Unjumble01 test, where the students have to unjumble the subheadings of the test and put the correct Hebrew together with the accompanying translations of the Hebrew from the Rashi on the test. I'll just actually bring up one file that describes the layout of the Rashi to make life a little bit easier for us, to have a global sort of view of the actual Rashi, to show us what it's made up of. Now, I've numbered from 1 to 4 the parts of Rashi that need to be unjumbled in this order that you see over here. You'll have them mixed up. The kasha could be down the bottom, the tam could be at the top, and the student has to unjumble them to write them in this order of 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll show you that on the test in a minute. And the Dibra Maschel isn't numbered because I'm not actually testing for the Dibra Maschel, which comes up in every Unjumble the Rashi test. So this Rashi is made up of a kasha, which is the first part of Rashi. The second part is the teretz, the answer. Number 3 is the tam of Rashi, and number 4, the midrash that Rashi quotes. That's 4 parts to Rashi, and these subheadings will be mixed up on the test, and the student has to number these subheadings in the order that you see here. Even though they'll be in a different order, they'll have to put a 1 next to the kasha to say that's number 1 in the Rashi. If we look at the Rashi itself, I can just bring the Rashi up. Let's just see where it is. Rashi. There we go. So if we look at the Rashi, you'll see that it's made up of a Dibra Maschel, and that's not numbered. Number 1 is the kasha. Number 2 is the teretz. Number 3 is the tam, and number 4 is the midrash. And the Dibra Maschel starts off with Ves Achad Osi Alodav in his 11 children. That's what it's quoting, that Yaakov is coming with his 11 children to meet Esav. Kasha, the question, V'dina heichen ha'isa, and where was Dinah? Teretz, the answer, Nesana b'seva, he put her in a box. Yaakov put Dinah in a box to hide her. V'noal b'faneha, and he locked it up in front of her. 3, the tam, the reason why Yaakov locked it up. Shalitin by Esav Einov, so Esav shouldn't set his eyes on her. The midrash, that's the 4th part of Rashi, and therefore Nenash Yaakov was punished because he withheld her from his brother. Perhaps if Esav would have married Dinah, she would have returned him to do good. And in the end she fell in the hand of Shechem. Let's get straight into filling out the test for Unjumble the Rashi number 1. And the first part, as we said on this test, was not the Dibra Maschel, but it'll be the kasha, the question. So there is a subheading in here on this test that is called kasha. Now you can see here I've written in the Hebrew already for the sake of speed, but the student will have to write in the Hebrew as well as the English on the left, as you'll see. So I put a 1 in there because that's the first part of this Rashi. It's number 1, and I put the 1 in there. That 1 won't be there on the real test. I've just put there as a cue for me as well, so I don't forget. The dinner and dinner. So the student will write in the Hebrew as well as the English. The dinner, and this is the kasha, heichen hayasa, where was she? Okay, and number 2, the second part of the Rashi is teretz, the answer. And I look for the teretz subheading over here. Teretz, answer, and I put a 2 there to unjumble the subheading again. And the Hebrew which the student writes in is Nesana b'seva. He put her in a box, so I'll just write the English, even though he'll also have to write the Hebrew. He put her in a box. Again, I've just got the Hebrew pre-written in this test to make it faster for this video. V'na'al b'faneha, and he locked it in front of her. Okay, so that's number 2. What's section 3? Section 3 is the tam. Why did he lock it up? Why did he lock Dinah up? So that's 3, the tam. So I put a 3 in there. Shalitin bar Esav. So that Esav will not put on her Einov, his eyes. And then the fourth part, the last part, is the midrash, and therefore Yaakov was punished. So I look for a subheading over here called midrash, and that's right there at the top. And I've unjumbled all parts of the Rashi now. The midrash Yaakov, and therefore Yaakov was punished because he withheld her from his brother. Yaakov withheld Dinah from his brother, that he couldn't marry her. Perhaps she would have returned him. She would have caused him to return, or returned him lemutav, to do good, had she married him. V'nafla, and as a result of her being hidden, and she fell biyad Shechem, in the hand of Shechem. So if I just reduce this Rashi, you can now see that all parts of the Rashi have been unjumbled. Number 1, the Kasha. Number 2, the Teretz. Number 3, the Tam. And number 4, the Midrash. It's all been unjumbled with the Hebrew and the English filled in for the test. And that's what your son needs to do in order to pass the Unjumble number 1 Rashi test. Thank you.